Life today can feel relentless. From the moment we wake up to alarms, notifications, and messages, our day begins with a constant stream of demands. We scroll through social media, compare our lives to others, chase deadlines, and pursue goals that always seem just out of reach. By the end of the day, we often feel exhausted, stressed, and unsatisfied. We assume happiness comes from accumulating more money, more recognition, more things. But the Stoics, ancient philosophers from thousands of years ago, suggest a very different approach. True fulfillment comes not from having more, but from needing less. Thousands of years ago, the Stoics lived in a chaotic world filled with wars, political upheavals, betrayals, illness, and uncertainty, yet they found clarity, calm, and purpose. They discovered that while we cannot control everything that happens around us, we can always control our minds, our choices, and our responses. That principle is the foundation of Stoic thinking, and it remains deeply relevant today. By focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot, we reclaim our energy, reduce stress, and simplify our lives. The first principle is simple but transformative. Control what you can and accept what you cannot. Epictetus said, "Some things are up to us and some are not." Most of the suffering we experience comes not from the events themselves, but from our attempts to control the uncontrollable. We worrying about other people's opinions, economic conditions, or outcomes that are beyond our influence. The Stoics teach that our power lies in our own thoughts, actions, and attitudes. By directing our energy there, we regain freedom and inner peace. To see this in action, consider a modern example. Imagine losing a job unexpectedly. At first you feel panic, fear, and helplessness. You may blame yourself, others, or external circumstances. But once you apply Stoic thinking, you realize that the loss itself is beyond your control. Yet your response is entirely within your power. You can update your resume, network with contacts, apply for new positions, and take care of your well-being. By focusing on actionable steps rather than uncontrollable outcomes, you regain agency, calm, and momentum. One practical tool is the circles of control. Draw 2 circles on paper. In the first, list all your worries and stressors. In the second, write only what you can directly influence. Focus your energy on this second circle. Repeat this practice daily. You will notice your mind becomes clearer, your decision sharper, and your anxiety diminishes. Combine this with daily reminders or affirmations. I focus on what I can control and let go of the rest. The second practice is negative visualization. Stoics used a technique called premeditatio malorum, which involves imagining losing things we value. While this may feel uncomfortable, it develops gratitude, resilience, and perspective. For example, consider life without your morning coffee, your favorite possessions, or a loved one. Reflect on your feelings and return to reality with appreciation. Extending this practice to broader aspects of life, career stability, health, relationships, reduces attachment and emotional volatility. To implement negative visualization, dedicate a few minutes each day to imagining potential losses. Visualize vividly, acknowledge emotions, and then shift to appreciation. Repeat for multiple life areas. Gradually, challenges feel less threatening, setbacks less devastating, and daily experiences more meaningful. This practice cultivates a mindset that is calm under pressure, content in the present, and prepared for change. Life continues to flow, and with the practice of negative visualization, we develop a deeper appreciation for the present. By contemplating the impermanence of people, possessions, and circumstances, We learn to cherish what we have without clinging to it. The mind begins to settle. Gratitude grows naturally. We notice small blessings. A warm morning, a smile from a stranger. A peaceful moment alone that previously went unnoticed. Affirm to yourself, I appreciate what I have, I accept what may change, and I remain steady through it all. Repeating this daily cements resilience and clarity, allowing us to face life with calm confidence. The third practice is voluntary discomfort. Stoics believe that intentionally exposing oneself to manageable challenges strengthens the mind, body, and spirit. Simple acts like skipping a morning coffee, taking a cold shower, walking instead of driving, fasting, or temporarily giving up comfort teach that we can endure difficulty without losing equanimity. The goal is not suffering for its own sake, but to cultivate discipline, adaptability, and a sense of freedom from reliance on external comforts. Integrate voluntary discomfort. Gradually start with one small challenge each week. Perhaps delay a comfort you usually take for granted, or undertake a physical challenge like a brisk walk in the cold. Afterward, reflect on how it felt. Did your mind resist at first? Did your body protest? Observe your reaction without judgment. Affirm, I am stronger than discomfort. I control my mind and body, not my comforts over time. These exercises develop mental fortitude and prepare you for life's unpredictable hardships. The fourth practice is journaling for clarity. Marcus Aurelius' Meditations offers a blueprint. Daily reflection sharpens the mind, clarifies priorities, and reinforces Stoic principles. Begin with 3 simple prompts. What can I control today? What am I grateful for? How can I improve tomorrow? Write without judgment or expectation. Capture insights, emotions, and small victories. Over weeks, patterns emerge, and your thoughts become more deliberate. Journaling transforms philosophy into actionable habits and nurtures self-discipline, allowing you to navigate complexity with ease. Make journaling a daily ritual. Each morning, set aside a few minutes. Reflect on your intentions, plan actionable steps, and reinforce Stoic affirmations. I focus on what I can control. I release what I cannot. I live intentionally. In the evening, review your actions and responses. Celebrate successes, note lessons, and prepare for the next day. This continuous loop strengthens mental clarity, reduces emotional reactivity, and fosters a calmer, simpler life. The fifth practice is Memento Mori. Remembering the inevitability of death. Stoics did not dwell morbidly on mortality. They used it to clarify priorities and inspire meaningful action. Life is finite, and this awareness encourages us to value each moment, make decisions aligned with our deepest values, and relinquish trivial concerns. Morning or evening reflections on mortality. Cultivate focus and presence. Ask yourself, if today were my last, what would I do differently? Let this guide decisions, interactions, and daily activities, enhancing mindfulness and intentionality. Combine all 5 practices into a cohesive daily routine. Begin with reflection on control, followed by journaling, voluntary challenges, conscious awareness of impermanence, and concluding with gratitude and Memento Mori. Reflections integrate affirmations like, I control my mind, I endure discomfort. I appreciate the present, I live intentionally. Repeating these practices forms habits that simplify life, reduce stress, and cultivate inner calm. Over time, the mind becomes an anchor in the midst of external chaos. As you implement these principles, notice subtle changes. Challenges feel more manageable. Decisions are clearer. Emotional turbulence diminishes. Relationships improve as you respond rather than react. Work becomes purposeful, not merely a source of stress. life grows simpler yet richer. Simplicity, from a Stoic perspective, is not about deprivation, but about focus, clarity, and freedom from needless attachment. Living a Stoic life does not demand perfection. It demands awareness, consistency, and reflection. Every setback is an opportunity to practice resilience. Every discomfort is a chance to cultivate strength. Each day offers multiple moments to apply these principles, reinforcing simplicity, clarity, and well-being. Affirm regularly, I am resilient. I am present, I live intentionally. Allow these words to anchor your mindset. At the end of each day, review your actions, thoughts, and responses. Celebrate progress. Identify areas for improvement and recommit to practice. Small, consistent efforts compound over time. Stoicism is a lifelong journey. Every reflection, affirmation, and micro-practice strengthens the mind, sharpens focus, and cultivates freedom from unnecessary stress. Finally, integrate Stoic wisdom into interactions and decision-making. Share insights, encourage reflection in others, and apply principles in challenging circumstances. Each action becomes an expression of Stoic mastery, each choice an exercise in simplicity. Life may remain unpredictable, but your experience of it transforms profoundly. By controlling what you can, visualizing challenges, embracing discomfort, journaling thoughtfully, and remembering the finiteness of life, you cultivate a life of clarity, calm, and fulfillment. Embrace these 5 practices fully. Make them habitual. Reflect daily. Affirm consciously. Observe the transformation as your mind stabilizes. Focus sharpens, stress decreases, and life becomes simpler and more meaningful. The Stoics provide a blueprint for living well. By following it, you gain a calmer mind, a freer spirit, and a life aligned with purpose and simplicity. Live intentionally, act wisely, cultivate gratitude, and embrace simplicity. Let these practices guide your thoughts, actions, and daily routines. Life becomes lighter, more centered, and deeply satisfying. The path is not always easy, but the rewards are profound. A mind at peace, a heart aligned with virtue, and a life lived with clarity and freedom. If you found these Stoic practices helpful, take a moment to hit the like button. It really helps this message reach more people who could use a little calm and clarity in their lives. Share this video with a friend or family member who might benefit from living a simpler, more intentional life. You never know whose day you could brighten, or whose mindset you might shift with just a few minutes of Stoic wisdom. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these 5 practices resonates most with you? Which one will you try first? Your thoughts could inspire someone else to take their first step toward a calmer, more meaningful life. Remember, this is a journey, not a race. Every small step toward mindfulness, control, and simplicity matters. So like, share, comment, and let's grow together.